Hi freshmen, welcome to the week 6 assignment. We are getting really close to the end of the school year. Before I get started for week 6, I just wanted to let you know that based on the calendar that the principals at Eagle Crest gave us, it looks like we have to cut off the last week on our reading schedule. And so I'm going to leave those assignments in there next week for week 7. Week 7 and 8 will go together. And if you don't finish the book and you don't finish the assignments, fine. If you do, it's basically like extra credit. You'll just have to kind of double up on week 7. Okay, so that's after this week. I just want to put it on your radar. If you have questions about that, I already got somebody asking me about that. But our goal is for everything to be wrapped up by May 15th. So anything on our reading schedule that went past that, we'll just kind of scoot back and you can do it as extra credit. I will explain that in much more detail next week, just to put it on your radar, okay? All right, so week 6 is pretty easy. So here I am in Schoology in the remote learning. I'm always going to check the reading schedule. I'll scroll down a little bit. Okay, so here we are at May 4th through the 8th. Okay, so you're going to be reading pages 57 through 65, or through the end of chapter 181. Due at the end of this week is quiz 5 from last week, and the online discussion. Most people are almost always blind. Okay, so I'll go back to the folder. Click on week 6. Here's the quiz from last week. Okay, it's another short answer quiz, but there's only 5 questions. And then there's this discussion. It's called Most People Are Always Blind. And let me just kind of give you a preview of what this discussion's about. Christopher says he sees everything. And so when someone has autism, they notice the finer details that maybe somebody without autism or Asperger's would maybe recognize. So this is just a fun little challenge. There's no really right or wrong answer. I just want you to make a list of things that you see. So I'm looking around my basement. I'm working in my basement. And rather than just saying I see a TV and I see art on the wall and I see a blanket on the couch, okay, that's pretty basic. But as I'm glancing around my basement, I'm noticing that there's a glare on the wall over here, and I can see that the paint, whoever painted it, I think it was my husband, it wasn't even. And so I can see already on the wall that I've never noticed before until this very moment that the paint isn't even, and I can tell because I can see the lines of where he missed maybe the second coat on the part that isn't as shiny. So that's kind of interesting. I'm noticing now I'm looking at a jersey of mine from college that is hanging in my basement. It's tilted a little bit. I've never noticed that it's not hanging straight. So that's just like a really fine detail that now, of course, I'm going to go fix the thing hanging on the wall. But it's just kind of an interesting detail. I also have a light on the other side of the basement, and it's got really tiny diamonds in the lamp covering, and it's casting that shadow onto the other side of the wall. And so there's little diamond cutouts of light on the wall that I think that without the moment of me like actually looking at that, I don't think I would have noticed. So the idea is for you to find things that you wouldn't otherwise normally see if you weren't paying attention. Whereas Christopher sees these things immediately, we really have to stop and pause and think about what we see. So I'm not just seeing the couch, the TV, the blanket, that's obvious, but what are the little details that you notice just in the place where you're sitting right now? It doesn't have to be anything extreme. I just want you to make a list of that. And now as I'm looking around, I'm seeing all kinds of little things down here that I haven't noticed before. So it's kind of a fun activity. All right, so have fun with that one. Okay, so pretty easy week, and just know that we'll probably have to cut off the last week of reading, and in doing so, you may have to kind of bump up or read ahead a little bit if you want to finish. Okay, I'll explain that again next week. You can always email me for questions. Thanks for doing all the work that you're doing. I'm really enjoying interacting with you online, and I will talk to you soon.